All right, guys, we are here. I'm here with Stephanie Joynes, who is currently the director of the Ferguson Career Center. I figured, given the recent Princeton Review Rankings, that I'd sit down and talk with the woman behind some of those numbers. So I'm going to be asking her a couple questions, and we'll go through there. So, Stephanie, can you maybe talk a little bit about your experiences so far here at Hampden-Sydney? I know this is your a year and a half?
Yeah, about a year and a half.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect coming here. I wasn't sure what it was going to be like working with 1,000 young men or more, and I was a little surprised and happily surprised at what I discovered. Yeah. Basically, I talk with all the guys, whether they are freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors, wherever they're at in their journey, and they are full of dreams. They're excited about what's coming up next. They're a little freaked out, a little scared. They don't want to admit they're scared, but they're a little scared. And we help them figure it out. We help them figure out how to build a plan, where they want to go, how we might be able to introduce them to people to learn more about different career paths. And wow, I'm surprised at how it's really lit a fire under some guys. We've been incredibly busy, and it's been really exciting, and we're seeing the results of that. Yeah.
Awesome. So this is the first time, I believe, that Hampden-Sydney has been ranked in this subset of rankings, which is we're now in the top 20 colleges in the country for internships.
Yeah.
And that is kind of, the first vlog that I did talked about the Wall Street Journal ranking of ours, which was top 10 in the US for career prep and internships.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
What's happening? Well, let's see. First of all, we have made internships and career education a huge part of the entire educational plan here on campus. I work with faculty, I go into classrooms, I work with all the different clubs and Greek life to talk about their career education. I work with the athletic department, even with the baseball team or different sports, and how they can not only use their athletic development into actual skills to put on their resume and to talk about in their interviews. But as far as internships, that is such a high priority for schools now. Yeah. Whether you're liberal arts or you're at one of those big state schools or any of them, it's become such a high priority for parents who are concerned about investing in education and what's going to happen after they graduate.
Right.
And an internship is a huge part of that. It allows students to try something on and see if they like it, see what they like about it, what they don't like. It also gives them an opportunity to meet people in the industry, and it often can result in an actual full-time offer after graduation.
Yeah, sure.
So we have really emphasized that freshmen and sophomores start thinking about it now of where you want to do an internship or what kind of summer job you want to have that might lead to a more educational experience. And then by the time they're juniors and seniors, they've created a resume that really shows where they're headed, what their interests are, who they are as human beings, and the kind of company that they're looking for to work at.
Yeah. So I feel like that kind of ties into this difference between career placement and career development, right? Can you talk a little bit about the differences between those two things?
In the career world, there are career services at schools across the country. When we hear career placement, we kind of cringe, because that's saying, oh, we'll just put you somewhere and you'll be happy with it. It kind of takes the empowerment away from students to really create their own path and decide where they want to go.
Okay.
And so when it comes to placement, it just doesn't have the right kind of vibe to it.
Right.
And the other thing is you're not going to learn anything from it. You're just going to be put in a spot and, hey, you're going to like it.
Yeah,
but when you talk about career education,
yeah,
that really is exciting, because you're going to learn skills that you're going to use whether you're in your early career, mid-career, or when you're about to retire.
Right.
What kind of life are you going to build? Yeah. Who are the people you're going to network with? What are the documents that you have to create to sell yourself? Yeah. So we talk about everything from the resume and the cover letter, maybe creating an art portfolio or a media portfolio that you can put online, so you have your own website. We also talk to them about some skills that are really important that even parents like to hear about, including salary negotiation.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
that's huge.
That's huge.
Right.
You want to make sure that you're making what you're worth. And we talk about that in a really honest way. We talk about where the opportunities are to talk about relocation, signing bonuses, commissions, and your benefits package.
Yeah.
All of those are incredibly important, whether you are just starting off or you are starting a family or you're looking at how you're going to build your retirement fund.
Yeah.
All very important.
Right.
We cover everything from mock interviews so students can go in feeling really confident, and we also pay attention to some of those little nuances, such as if a company is starting to do video interviewing, or they'll start with a phone interview and then do a case interview, and what does that look like, or a technical interview and what their expectations are there.
Right.
And that can be really intimidating if you've never been through it.
Yeah, sure.
So we help them with all of those pieces and parts. And we also help with the business communications, how to reach out to our alumni base, which, as we know, is an incredibly passionate group of people.
Right, from 5th best last year to 4th best this year, which is a small move, but in the grand scheme,
it keeps getting better.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Yes, yes.
What are your hopes with this office on our campus moving forward? Like, where do you see it in the next couple of years?
Well, right now we have already brought on a new technical system, a new communication system called Handshake.
Okay.
And that has helped us connect with students who may not find their way into our office, but still need resources, or need to be researching certain companies and internships, and where do I even start looking? Yeah. It's a wonderful one-stop shop communication tool, so we can post jobs and communicate them to students. They can explore companies. We have resources, a resource library within the system that allows them to find more information on whatever their major is and how to connect it to an actual career path.
Right.
We have really invested in a lot of time and energy into this system just so students have a great resource that can actually be customized to what they're looking for.
Awesome.
And that is a huge win for the school. And not to mention, one of the great things about this system is that it's used by schools across the country.
Right.
So we use the same system that schools like UVA use, or Johns Hopkins. So even though we're small, we still have opportunities for students who want to go into the bigger companies, or if they want to stay more local and with smaller family-run businesses.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
So one thing that we encounter a lot in the world of admissions is this crossover with our alumni, these stories that come about, these weird, crazy connections with alumni. We always call it the bumper sticker effect.
Yeah.
In that when you're driving down the highway, if you see a Hampden-Sydney sticker on a car, you might break the speed limit just to see who it is.
Yeah.
Have you gotten a Hampden-Sydney story in your time here?
I do.
Okay.
It was within the first 6 months I was here.
Okay.
And I had worked at a variety of different places, very large places, never really had any of these kind of situations.
Right.
But then my dad and my stepmom were so excited about this trip.
Yeah.
They were going to Panama.
Okay.
And they were like, oh, this is going to be so exciting. We're going on this small cruise ship, so there's not a lot of people on it, but it's so customized to what we want to learn about the region. They were so excited to go on this trip. They got on the cruise ship, and the first night, you know, they're just meeting people and introducing themselves, and they look around and they see a Hampden-Sydney hat.
Okay.
And they go, wait a minute, that's where Stephanie's working now. Wait a minute. So they went over and they introduced themselves, and it was one of our alumni that was all about Hampden-Sydney, loved the school, and they introduced themselves, and our daughter just took a job at Hampden-Sydney.
Right.
I was like, really? Who is she? And they started talking, and they sent me a picture. They're like, can we please have a picture? And he was like, yeah, sure. And so they got this great picture. They're wearing like Panama hats, and like he's got his Hampden-Sydney hat. And they were just so excited to send it to me. And it was just one of those weird things. I was like, in Panama?
Yeah, right.
Really?
Right.
Of all places, Panama?
Yeah.
And there you are. And it really says something about the global travel that our students and our alumni do, and how they explore the world. But you know, at the same time, this is such a wonderful small place that you really get to build those relationships, and it's been a wonderful experience.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
I think that's all I got.
Where do I think we're going to go? I think we're going to get bigger.
Yeah.
I think the educational programs are going to be even more useful for finding a job in the long term.
Yep.
I think we're just doing a lot of amazing things that the alumni want to get involved in as well. Yeah. And so we're seeing a lot of alumni coming back to Hampden-Sydney and saying, how can I help?
Yeah.
And sometimes it is through donations and giving, sometimes it's giving their time and their advice, and sometimes they have an internship at their company that they just want to bring another student in.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
I know you guys are busy over here, obviously, so I appreciate it.
I really appreciate coming in and talking to me about it. Yeah. We're excited. It's fun.
Sweet.
It's a fun job.
Awesome. That's it.